This is what we'll be turning in this coming video. That's a penny the piece is sitting on. And this is an idea of what you can do with this method. Turning a miniature spindle, take 2. Hopefully this one won't break off. So this is a poplar dowel that was roughed so that it's round now. No vibration introduced as a result of mounting it in the chuck slightly off. It was sanded to take out any chatter marks and all, because turning side grain on large areas has a tendency to char up in poplar. So the first thing I do is, using the bench chisel, and this is a 1/4 inch bench chisel, would be to start the fit for the tenon that will go into the top of the hollow form. And this might take 2, 3, or 4 tries, might overshoot, undershoot, and so forth. Once I've got one, then I can start on the rest of the finial. So I want to rough this down. Because it's this diameter here that's going to sit on top of the hollow form, and it should be in proportion, so you want to make it as small as possible. You don't need much, just enough to hide the rim of the hollow form, the outside diameter of the opening. Now we'll start the base, turning with the flat side of the chisel towards the direction of the face I want to cut. I'm going to start to cut with this corner, handle low, raise the handle up, and start a cut. Coming from the other side, give me some room to go down some more. Just rocking the handle into the cut. Give myself some more room. Don't want to go too far, and you'll see up the blank. You'll see why in a minute. Now I'm going to start making this thing thinner and thinner and thinner. Starting to cut with the corner of the tool, and just follow it down to the bottom. And you can see you can go pretty thin. You don't want to go too thin, because when you sand it, you'll sand the edge right off, and then the diameter will change. That's a no-no. I'm going to do a little cove type thing in here. You want to leave this thick, because if this is a snug fit, you need some meat in here, because you're going to grab it here to pull it off. You can't grab it from the top of the finial because it'll be just too delicate. But I do want to take it down a little bit. I'm just rocking this tool back and forth down in this groove that's sort of rounded. Now I'm going to go in with 400. Get in here. Sand the bottom of that little semi-cove. And then from both sides. You can fold it over if you want it to make it more of a cove and let the paper do the work. So you sand at 400, then at 600, finally 1500, and this is wet dry sandpaper. Normally it's a little thinner than regular sandpaper, so it'll get into tighter spots. Now we're gonna start the fun part. The little gizmo below the bottom of the onion. Let me get me some room in here. Still got plenty of meat left on the blank. Want this to be fairly small diameter. Still pretty big. Do a little covey thing here. Send this down. Now I'm going to turn the bottom of the onion, so I'm going to basically turn a half bead for the bottom, but I need some room. Now I've got a diameter that I like, I can live with, and basically you're just rolling a bead here. This is a little big, so again we go $400. $600. $1,500. Now I'm going to polish all this with a coffee filter. Very dense weave, very flexible, mild abrasive, much milder than brown paper bag. It's probably equivalent to 1,500, 2,000. This is probably more like 3,000 or 4,000. And it burnishes rather than removes much wood. If I wanted to put a black rim here or there, I could just double this up so I don't burn my fingers, squeeze real hard, and it'll friction burn it. Okay, so now I can start moving on, and that's the trick to this, is do some, then finish it. Don't go back if you can help it. Whoops, better make sure I lock this tool rest down. Not good when it moves on you, especially when you get in close.